Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here of Memphis Wire on SportsView360.com, covering the Memphis Tigers. And today I'm going to preview the Tigers' upcoming game against the UAB Blazers. One of their biggest right now in regards to AAC play outside of North Texas. This is the Tigers' biggest game of the AAC slate. The Blazers had huge expectations coming into the season. They're everybody's preseason favorite to win the conference, and that's based on the significant portion of players they brought back from last season, the talent they have, the additional moves they made during the transfer portal periods. They're also they went to the NCAA tournament last season, didn't go really far, but had a really solid season, and then that paved the way for what occurred for how they were viewed going into 2024-2025 season. Last year was they had two memorable games for the program for both programs. UAB dominated the first one. The second matchup in the rematch, it looked like UAB was on the verge of dominating that game as well, but Memphis had that that historic emotional second half comeback to pretty much erase UAB. But the way it turned out, UAB still went on to go to the NCAA tournament. Memphis didn't, but that's over and done with. But now we're on to the new season. What's at stake tomorrow is first place and possibly be the launching pad for the Blazers if they win this game. Right now, they have won five. As of lately, they have won five straight games. Five straight games, and are tied with Memphis for first place in the AAC standings. They're 5-1. Memphis is 5-1. UAB is 12-7 overall. Memphis is 15-4 overall. Just to give you a quick refresher, the overall records don't matter as much in regards to conference play. It's pretty much about the conference records right now. And the conference records right now have UAB and Memphis tied for first place in the conference. North Texas is not too far behind as well, but Memphis holds the tiebreaker over the Mean Green right now. But in regards to this matchup, if you're a Memphis fan, watch this video, you should be excited because you should want to see this team being pushed. You should want big matchups at FedEx Forum in regards to conference play. I know the in conference game, you have a lot of good games on the slate. With like Ole Miss coming to town, Mississippi State coming to town, playing teams like Clemson and all that. But when you can, win your conference and have, big games that mean something on FedEx Forum, especially on the weekend, it should say a lot. It should have you excited. You know what I mean? But UAB comes into this game, 12-7, 5-1 in conference play. Started off the season a little shaky during their conference play. Had a shaky start to the season, but as soon as they got into in conference play, things started to get better for them. A lot better. You know what I mean? You just look at their let's look at their schedule real quick. Start off losing to Vermont, one against Southern Miss, lost one against defeated Southeastern, lost at High Point, one against Auburn Montgomery, two more back-to-back losses against Illinois State and Longwood, one against Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. This was a kind of up and down during out of conference play. You start off losing against North Texas by 3 points, and then you just went on this roll on the what started against Tulsa. You beat Tulsa, they beat Tulane, beat FAU, beat South Florida, beat the most recent game was against UTSA where they won by only 3 points, and now you go into Memphis at FedEx Forum with a lot at stake in this matchup, and depending on how the outcome may go, it could change the trajectory of your season of their season. If you win this game, this could be a launch start to something big. Losing it, depending on how they respond to it, could set them back even more. But they've figured out a way to dig themselves out of the hole that they were in during non-conference play, and they have fought their way back to putting themselves back in respectability in the AAC. But if you look at any bracketology posts out there, UAB is nowhere to be found on that list because they just don't have the resume or the wins to be in consideration right now. Right now, it's still Memphis leading the pack in regards to teams that are, can qualify from the American for the NCAA tournament as an automatic bid. So we'll see how that all gonna play out down on Selection Sunday. But in regards to this matchup, you look at the stats for UAB, right? Let's look on the offensive side first. On offense, they're ranked 50th in the country in points per game at 83.4, plus 7.6 at average score margin, 71 right now. Assists per game, they're at 37 and 16.2. Rebounding 40.9 and 7. They're ranked 7 in the country in that aspect. Field goal made, assists, off assists, 140 in the country. Turnovers and assists slash turnovers on offense, they're 21st in the country. Shoot effective field goal percentage 51.4, which ranks them 150th in the country. I'm not gonna really focus on free throws and all that. 3-point shooting 83. They're ranked 83rd in the country at not well 3-point shooting. Excuse me. They're averaging 33.7 percent beyond the 3-point line, which places them at 170th. 2 pointers 51.8 places them at 151. Shooting overall shooting percentage 46.3% ranks them 83 overall. Shooting efficiency 1.108, which is 118 in the country. Field goals made per game 30.3, ranks them at 80 in the country. 3-point made per game 6.7, that ranks them 272nd. So first half points per game 42.1, ranks them at number 4. Second half points per game 41.1, which ranks them at 56 overall in the country. So overall, man, on the offensive side for UAB, they can score points. They can score points. You know what I mean? 3-point is not a real, one of their strong spots on the team, but a lot of that stuff is going to a lot of their scoring gets done in the inside by attacking the basket and running that offense through Yaxel and Lindenberg. Defensively for UAB, the Blazers, opponents points per game, they're giving up 75.9. Opponents average score margin, negative 7.61, 71st in the country. Opponents assists per game, they're allowing 12.7, which ranks them at 125. They are 121 in opponent total rebounds per game, 33.6. Opponent assists slash field goals made 0.469 and ranks them at 72. Opponent assists slash turnover they're 1.140, which ranks them 208 in the country. Field goals they're giving up 50.1%, which is 153rd in the country. 3-point percentage, they're giving up 35% from beyond the 3-point line, which ranks them 239 in the country right now. 2-point percentage, 48.7, ranks them 107 in the country. Opponents' shooting percentage, teams are shooting 43.6% against them, which ranks them 145 in the country. So they're just overall right now, the team as a team, from a numbers standpoint, they are they can score a lot of points, but they're liable to give up a lot of points in this game. Plain and simple. You look at their stats, team leaders right now for the team in regards to statistics. Yaxel Lindenberg leads them in everything. Points per game, 16.8. Rebounds, he's averaging 10.1 a game. He leads the team in assists per game, 44.2. Steals, 1.5. Blocks, 1.6. So he does everything for this team. Everything runs through Yaxel Lindenberg. But don't get it twisted because the supporting cast around him is not bad either. You know, Christian Coleman averaging 12.6 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, 54.9 field goal percentage per game, 1.1 steals per game. Alejandro Vasquez averaging 10.9 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 1.4 assists, 42.5 field goal percentage. So you got some really solid supporting cast around Yaxal Lindenberg. And I saw a comment of the day on social media from someone that said that all Memphis has to do is take away Lindenberg and they'll probably win this game. In theory, that makes sense, but you gotta account for everybody else on this team. You gotta account for a Christian Coleman, Alejandro Vasquez, a Jabari McGee. You gotta account. It's better. I don't want to say it's better, but the Tigers gonna have to account for those players. You know, um, last year in both matchups, Yexel Lindenberg had a really good game, especially in the first matchup where I think he dropped like 20 on them and pulled down 16 rebounds. You know, the Tigers, yeah, I think from a size advantage, UAB has the advantage, has the edge. You know, over guys like Dan Danger, Moises Sisse. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that matchup will go. If Sisse will get in foul trouble early, will pin it. You know, I know Dan Danger's gonna get in the game regardless, but it'll be interesting how that dynamic comes into play if Sisse gets into foul trouble because that way, you know, UAB, will could dominate the boards in that aspect. Because they're gonna need more Sisse to be active tomorrow in tomorrow's matchup. Excuse me. They're gonna need that tomorrow. You know what I mean? And also the turnovers, man. The turnovers. Not just you don't have to. It's not just focusing on Yaxel Lindenberg. Tigers got to be careful with the ball security. The other game, not too long ago against can't think of the names right now. Wichita State Tigers were very lackadaisical in that game. Very lackadaisical. Konzan Williamson there. Very lackadaisical in that game. Sloppy matchup, sloppy passes. Looked like they were sleepwalking for like the first half of that game. Through certain portions of the second half until they locked in and put away Wichita State. That can happen tomorrow's matchup. That cannot happen. The turnovers cannot happen in this game because just like that, if they cough the ball up against UAB in this matchup, that could lead to second half, not second half, but that could lead to points for this basketball team for UAB because they can score. As the statistics show us, they're a team that can attack the inside with Yaxel Lindenberg, and get buckets. They can do that. You know, they're not a proficient 3-point shooting team, but the Tigers have a tendency of struggling, struggling with perimeter defense. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens tomorrow, where Memphis allow these guys to look like a really good 3-point shooting team, even though their numbers, their stats, their rankings indicate that they're not. You know what I mean? So they got to come in this game locked in, ready to deal with Yaxel Lindenberg, ball security and all that with when handling the ball, not trying to get involved with these, not try to come up there and set up these exotic passes or careless no passes and things like that. They got to come in, take the time, take the time, run the offense, and win this game. Because the AAC is loaded with minefields right now. Loaded with minefields. If it doesn't matter what your talent is. It doesn't matter about NIL budget or things like that. If you don't come in this game, you don't come in these matchups ready to dominate, ready to overmatch these teams. You give them light. You will give them light, and they will beat you. I keep harking back to last season, how Florida Atlantic was heavy favorites to win the conference, but once they got into conference play and when they went in the games that showed that they weren't ready, they lost. Same thing happened to Memphis. So this league will humble you. This league will expose you. You know what I'm saying? So Tigers got a lot riding on them tomorrow. A lot. This win tomorrow for them could potentially bury UAB. Bury UAB to the point to where they on the outside looking in. But we'll see how it all play out. They do play again later down the season, later in the road, in the season. But it will be played in Birmingham. But tomorrow's the big matchup, man. And Tigers gotta get this win. You know. So you're ready. You've won two straight since losing against Temple. You can make it a third and go from there. See how things play out from there. But with that being said, for the score prediction for tomorrow's matchup, I'm gonna go with Memphis winning this game by a score of 84-81 over UAB to pick up their sixth win in the AAC play and further strengthen their lead in the AAC. But it won't get any easier than this. It won't get better after this. They got to continue to lock in, continue to focus on the task at hand. So I got Memphis winning tomorrow against UAB by a score of 84-81 over the Blazers. So that's how I see it all playing out. That's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. You listen to this. You listen to this preview through Twitter or now called X, Instagram. Do the same. Give me a like, follow, leave your comment, leave your predictions in the comment section below. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.